Hi, it's me again with laser tips and tricks, and I was just running a job this morning, and I thought I'd kind of share how I did this. And I know I'm going to get quite a few people saying, "Well, why don't you run more than one at a time?" And very much so, you could have run more than one at a time, but I needed to sand each one of these so I could pull it out, and I've got a table right outside my door of my laser, and I've got a TV and a camera where I can watch the laser running. And this only took like 2 minutes and 5 or 8 seconds to run. And by the time I got back, sanding the one, this one was ready. And yes, I did not leave my laser. But you could do this with multiple. It's not going to be any quicker. And to me, I only had to do 58 of them. In the era of getting them off, and something happened, I could have had the whole board filled up with cut out of these holes, but then you'd have to use color mapping, and I think by the time you set it all up, one at a time is quicker. So all I did, I took my laser bed, and you can see I taped down a piece of MDF so it would not move, and this is just a scrap piece. I've used it for more than enough stuff. And the other advantage of doing it one at a time is some of these are rounds that I make, and they're pretty cool trophy. They're going to go on a metal base that's been rusted, and you can see the drill hole. And so all I did is I took my laser bed and I figured out where I wanted it in that scrap, and I drew a 5 by 5 square. And with my ratio locked, I could change it to 5. And the reason for this is this item actually has a flat spot on it, so I needed to reference it. I couldn't just lay them out on the table. This is a flat spot that I could butt up against this flat spot of this laser edge. And the other advantage of doing it one at a time, because I made these, some of them were just a hair bigger and wouldn't fit in my 5 by 5. So I just set them aside and then ran a contour line of 0.015 and just barely cut out the edge, and the rest of them would work. But I thought I'd show you how I put them in the bed. And first of all, I got them too close to the bed so they won't uh, actually accidentally print. But if you will, and I've got these all grouped together so I can move them without moving any of the text or the logo. But with the circle selected, I'm going to hold down the shift key and select my object, and the laser knows right where that is, and I'm just going to hit the letter EC, and it's going to put it right in the middle. That job's going to be done. I'm going to click, I'm going to pull it off the other side, and I clicked on the wrong item, and I pull it off the side. And it doesn't matter if you do EC or CE, it'll put it right in there. Now I could have done this with multiple things, but what I did, I just kept the ones that were a little bit bigger, and then I just contoured this hole because it's in the exact same spot. So I went to Effects, Contour. I contoured to the outside, 0.015. I made my contour as black, and then that way I know it's when I erase it. Then you need to go to Range, ungroup your contour, click on the inside, and delete the red one so you know your black one's a little bit bigger. So that's one way to do a job, and especially if you've got a flat side that it has to be perfect. And when I do my C and E, you have to pick your object first that you're going to move into the hole. If you do the opposite and pick your object and then hold down the shift key and hit CE, it's going to move your jig over, and that's one thing you don't want to do. So you need to select your object first, select your hole, and EC. Very easy to run. Now, because I was sanding them one at a time, it kind of breaks up and monotonous. I could have had a whole bed of these for sure, and I could have color mapped them and had them all run, but then I would have had a lot of sanding to do, and I just think this is easier and better. Now, with that said, if I had 200 or 300 of them to do, I might do it that way. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.